timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts.
Meh, nah. Okay, off the bat, like there are certain things, certain like glaring things that I guess you can call like plot holes. One is why are the Avengers not here? Like they could have just said no, we're not bringing here to judge you, maybe we're bringing here to use you. But the moment you establish that anyone that breaks the timeline gets brought here to be punished, you mess up because now all the Avengers have to be brought there. It doesn't make sense. And then the fact that like I get what they're trying to do from I don't know if you call it like philosophical like storytelling, the where they're saying like no, they're basically trying to say like no, they're trying to say like no, we everyone has like control of their own life, right? Like they're trying to say like no, Loki, you are always a bad guy, you'll always be a bad guy. That's how the timeline set you up to be, in order to inspire like bad people, I mean good people, to do like good, and then at the end he's going to prove them all wrong, and then he's going to do good, and then he's going to like show that no, our destiny is in our own hands. That's basically what they're trying to do, to show like no, if you're doing good, I mean if you're doing bad, you're not doing bad because that's how you're always meant to be. You can break out of your mold, and like
You weren't born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death. That's how it is. That's how it was. That's how it will be. All so that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
but it's so telegraphed. It's so telegraphed, and it's I don't know. I don't know. I also don't like the fact that they spend, because this Loki is supposed to be the Loki from the first Avengers movie. This is a evil, not necessarily evil, but this is a terrible guy. Like he's killing people, he's doing what, and then they try to like speed up his character development. That part where he's watching the TV and he's crying for Thor, and you're like, no man, but 3 hours ago you were literally fighting these niggas. Then now you're watching a TV crying. Like he didn't go through enough in that. Like I'm sorry, just seeing your mother die in the future isn't enough to just all of a sudden just be like, no, okay, I'm a good nigga now. I'm doing good from now on. Like no, come on crying and what? Nah, like nah.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by.
And that's the thing. The Loki that is there is the bad Loki. The Loki that gets arrested by these guys is the bad Loki. So they bring him in, and the guy shows them like, oh no, you actually like, check your mother. Like he saw like his mother die and what, and all of a sudden that just changed his. This thing is so annoying. That's why I was like this is just. But wasn't the explanation for why the Avengers are not there is that they didn't break the timeline, and that was supposed to happen, or that they did break the timeline, but they were supposed to break the timeline, and Loki is there because he was not supposed to. I don't know, man. This thing is confusing. They, they were saying, well, Loki is there because him breaking the timeline was not supposed to happen, but the Avengers are not there because them breaking the timeline was supposed to happen. They were supposed to break it. That's why they're not there. Basically, that's what they're saying. The other thing is, like, I get what they're trying to do. It's very telegraphed, like you said. The other thing is, okay, they're trying to say that, like, obviously, yeah, you know, Loki's gonna end up proving these guys wrong, blah blah blah. And the explanation was like, no, you are bad. Like your badness or whatever influences other people's goodness. Like, oh, But wouldn't him um changing to become this good guy still alter things or the timeline or whatever? In any case, this thing there, I'm tired, actually.
So then why did they set up that timeline, that history lesson like that then? That any nigga who veers off the timeline is a variant. Then just saying like, no, there's a what? There's a purpose. I don't you know what? It's fine. Like this show.
Okay, so I don't know if I was sleeping or dozing or okay. So what is the okay? So a variant is someone who veers off a timeline. So what is a nexus event again? Would that explain it? Like the a nexus event is something that like the Avengers were not a nexus event, even though they were variants, but Loki was, or what? This guy is on the road to redemption after seeing his mom die, but he just came from killing niggas. Like, I don't understand this thing. Like, are we missing something? Did we like is yeah? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I already hate the show, but it's just annoying. It's already annoying me.
From what I understand, a nexus event is if you step off the timeline, right? Then you create a different. You remember, like in Endgame, that useless timeline explanation of theirs, where if you go instead of you create a divergent timeline happening at the same time as the other timeline, but but different, right? If you go back in the past to change things, um, but now if you do that, there's a possibility that you could keep like doing that multiple times, and if you do it enough, it creates like this nexus event where it's just chaos everywhere on all the timelines, and then it ends up being like a war of like for for supremacy, and then those three niggas have to come have to come and like set things straight again. So I think that's what a nexus event is, right? So, but which doesn't make sense because if you are telling me the gods or the three gods um planned the Avengers to go back in time and create a separate timeline, which can potentially create nexus, then they should have known that, oh, when you go back in time, this nigga is obviously gonna pick up the shandy and go on his own and become a what a variant. Like, how you planning like, no, I'm going to leave a sausage for a dog, but if the dog picks it up, then that dog is in trouble. No, if you plan for the sausage to fall, then you know already that nigga that should have been part of the plan. It doesn't make sense. I don't this show. Oh, I don't know. Oh, are we hating? Maybe we're hating too much. Like we are just like we're hating.
There he go, hating again.
Boy, stop hating.
I don't know. I don't know.
Why was Loki signing those documents? Like those like this is everything you've ever said. Sign here. Like why they? If they know, why does he have to even sign and they have record of it? What is he signing for? What was that? Let the others watch it, because for me, their useless Avengers timeline already. With the divergent timelines. Th- that whole useless timeline of this, they've just gone and convoluted it again. Like now, it's even worse now with this history lesson. It's even worse now because I mean, isn't this supposed to be like this is continuity basically from? They've just gone and convoluted it again, basically.
I want you to help us fix it.
Now, tell me now, was what the Avengers did, wasn't that basically a Nexus event? Wasn't that like a Nexus event? Them creating these multiple divergent timelines because there were variants, most. So wasn't the so wasn't were the timekeepers supposed to have like now come and set things straight? Was like I'm just confusing myself now. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this thing. Let the others watch me. I don't know.